9th, and 10th. The WBLS Martin Luther King Free Concert Series begins July 11th at Wingate Field in Brooklyn. And come on board the WBLS R&B Sunset Cruise 2, Saturday, July 16th.
Log on to WBLS.com for more info and details on all station events. Sponsored by
Verizon Wireless is America's most reliable wireless network, which means the most reliable minutes. Stop by Verizon Wireless today or call 1-800-2-JOIN-IN. Visit VerizonWireless.com for network claim support.
There's always something going on you don't want to miss. Keep it here for daily updates, celebrating the 107 days of summer. 107.5 WBLS.
It's Wendy, man. The Wendy Williams Experience.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What your ears are about to witness, the greatest queen of all time. Okay, party people in the house.
Turn it up, yo. Turn it up. This is it. Allow me to reintroduce this
From west to east. Just better get it right. Y'all know the name. Wendy Williams.
Been in this game for a while.
I hate the crack.
Ain't nobody
It is phenomenal.
Like the queen.
Right here.
who the world is this with so much drama.
From yo block to yo block. Heard of the number one female. Been doing this for years.
Every barbershop, beauty salon.
Who the world is this with so much
Again and again. Wendy Williams, bringing your name up. A lot of you haters scared to death.
She at it again.
Wendy Williams.
She in it to win.
Wendy Williams.
She back and she staying.
Wendy Williams.
The ain't playing. I like to present you the winner of the Gangsters of the Year award.
Once again.
And here we go. You better recognize the gangster. I found me a switch in Los Angeles. So live from LA, it is Monday, June 27th. And I'm bringing it live. Only thing is I don't have any phone numbers for you all to use, but I do have a fax machine. But the show is going to continue as usual. As a matter of fact, you know, I think I'm premature in saying this because she did complain about the 2 hours that she has to commute. But Shar Jackson is allegedly going to be with us today. Also, Tanya James, Rick James' widow. Well, we'll talk to her. We got to talk about the stars. Usher, Bobby and Whitney, Little Kim, The Friends, Tamia, Kelly Rowlands. I got a celebrity blind item for you. Advice Hour is going to be popping. I got 5 girlfriends every girl needs. I did this list once before, but I love it so much I'm doing it again. Plus, time-saving tips in the kitchen, hot trends for wedding cakes, and she had an abortion and didn't tell her man, and so now she's broken-hearted and confused. So keep it here, everybody. It is what it is. I got the switch. So we're live. Welcome to my mess. It's called the Wendy Williams Experience.
This is a Wendy Williams exclusive.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
Oh, shoot. Not the extra drum roll and the bomb drop. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I mean, I did have a best of show already today, thanks to Trev Hollywood. And I'm sure it was a great best of show. But, right now, I'm on the leg of my CD tour that has me in Los Angeles. And I had an interview this morning at my Los Angeles station, 100.3 The Beat. And that interview was with, our new morning show here, Ananda Lewis, and who you know from the Insider MTV BET. And no, she hasn't gained any weight. And yes, everything was lovely in our chat and so on and so forth. And her partner is John Sally. The morning show is actually called John Sally's Block Party. And so it's Ananda and John and stuff like that. And I came on, to promote my CD. And since I'm on this radio station, but at a different time of day, they made arrangements for the switch, because there's like a secret switch somewhere in engineering. And then once the switch gets flipped, then I'm able to speak to LA and New York and Philly and all the Louisiana, my 3 stations. I'm able to do the whole experience, countrywide. What do you call it? Yeah, countrywide. Whatever. The point is that why do I have Taryn's hair in my hand, and why am I making clip-in hair for the queen of all interns right now? Taryn, I apologize. I told you, girl, I was going to make you some side swoop bangs, and I went to the beauty supply store and I got the clips, and then I just got too busy. But you know what? Your clip-in hair that my guy Steve made for you for the party was fabulous. But I'm going to make you these clip-in bangs. I want you to know, girl, that I'm sitting here in the studio with your hair in my hand. So what the hell? The tour has been grueling. I could never do this rock star thing, but every once in a while. I mean, because if Wendy Williams Brings the Heat Volume 1 does well, then it's called Volume 1, because then there'd be a Volume 2. And I've already gotten commitments from some people like New Edition and 112. And who else do we see? Talib Kweli I saw last night at the club. And by the way, his girlfriend was doing the music. I was at this club last night called Mood on Hollywood Boulevard. And I am proud to say the girls in LA have no rhythm. Which, I feel perfectly at home with that. I feel perfectly at home. I mean, they try. My thing is I know how to stay in my lane. I know to sit at the banquette with my drinks and snap my neck and just look cool. Don't get up and try to do anything. And it was also a battle of the heights I noticed last night. Like, you know me, 5'11". I had on 5-inch heels. So therefore, boom, I'm 6'4" last night. I swear I was about one of 10 women in the club 6'4". And I do know why you all stare so hard at tall women, because I did find myself looking and say, okay, is that a man or a woman? Just by virtue of the height. And then I was like, wait a minute. Why am I looking at them like that when I am a sister who people look at like that, and I know how it feels? But you know what? When you see a big girl, you're just like, damn, that's a big bitch. I wonder if that's a man. You know what I mean? And especially if you're all big and fluffed up in the breast, like me, and too much hair, just too much of everything, you really tend to look at a girl. But there were about 10 of us. There were about 10, maybe 12 of us in there. Easily 6'3" stunners last night. Everybody was a woman except for this one girl, and I wasn't really sure, only because she was that big, but she had an A cup. Now, isn't that messed up? Like, she's tall, but she had an A cup, and she was so skinny she had no hips. And her fly was a little bit big, and I was wondering whether she was tucking, but maybe coming untucked as she danced. You understand? Oh, God, I am so happy to talk with you all. I mean, I hope Shar stops by, and I hope Tanya James stops by, but truth be told, Shar's going to call in, I just found out. Okay, Shar's going to call in. Truth be told, if nothing happens but you and I just chat, let me give you the fax number here in Los Angeles. Don't be a cheap bastard. Please just fax. I mean, geez Louise, I miss you. I do. I do feel like a rock star, though. They got me put up in nice hotels and everything. And I'm, going around to record stores. Tomorrow's the big CD debut. It's totally out of my lane. I'm not promoting books. I go on radio interviews and they try to sideswipe me by asking me to talk about Bobby and Whitney and Khalees and whatnot. And I bring it right back around. Yeah, that's all fine. But Khalees's man Nas is on my new CD, boy, because I be working it. When people come in to interview with me, one of the last things they talk about is the actual project at hand. So now that I'm being interviewed, I see how that happens. as an interviewee, you get caught up in the matrix. They're asking you about everything. They want to know about the breakup with that writer woman, Terry McMillan and her husband. They're asking about Lark Voorhees, and before you know it, they're saying 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm all too familiar with this, so let's just talk about the CD and get it out of the way. And I've been doing mad video shows too. You know, with clothes on the budget of the record company, which is also great. A little rock starish, but you know, I'm glad I have my lane. I just hope that this CD does well, you all. It's Wendy Williams Brings the Heat, and I got to tell you something. I am a little, you know, and I'm glad Tony Yayo, thank you, brother. Tony Yayo is not coming out tomorrow. Thank you for clearing the way for me and young Cassidy to put a few numbers on the damn board. And shout out to the Yin Yang twins. You all, it's you, me, and Cassidy tomorrow. Oh, and shout out to Fat Joe. Yeah, it happens. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, don't you know? All right, enough of that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know. Oh, let me give you the fax number, silly me. Hey, Hollywood, what kind of time do I have left on the break? Like 2 minutes. Okay, good. So all the clocks are in sync. You know, I'm working 5 different time zones right now. It's like 11:30, 11:20 in the morning here. And then the central states, we're an hour behind, over in or ahead or whatever. Then in New York, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my gosh. Look, 323-931-5117. Come on, let's talk about everything, you guys. 323, I'm live. You just have to fax. 323-931-5117. I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it. 323-931-5117. What I'm really hoping for is that we blow up the fax machine and my crime bosses out here in LA see that, well, damn, you know, she's got a following. And somehow I can be on during the light of day out here. Because everybody's all nervous. You know, it's a different brand of radio. You know, Los Angeles is used to something else. I mean, they got me on. I got my cult following out here. It's really cool going to the clubs and having people say, I listen all the time. But, you know, I'd like to be on when the sun is up, too, like in my other market. So blow up the fax machine. I'm going to drop the pile past my boss's office out here. Well, what's this, Wendy? Oh, well, these are all my faxes. Damn, you get this many faxes? Oh, well, sure I do. Well, damn. Maybe we need to fire somebody and zhuzh you up. 323-931-5117. It's 323-931-5117. I'm so glad to be with you all. I think I'm going to go check the fax machine now and finish up this clip and bang for Taryn. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
Me and my wife have been married for 15 years. They threatened to leave.
What did you do?
Had a problem with drugs.
You got the drug voice.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Just asking, what's your drug of choice?
You name it.
Coke?
Yeah.
Weed?
Yeah.
Crack?
Yeah.
Heroin?
Yeah.
E-pills?
Yeah.
Whippets?
Alcohol.
Gorilla?
Yeah.
PCP?
Yeah.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Wow. It is amazing to me that to keep my privacy and secrecy relating to the formula in which I do this show and my wacky cadence, I've elected to have nobody in the room to push my buttons. So for what it's worth, I'm touching electronic equipment relating to radio for like the first time, actually since Dallas and New Orleans. This whole thing, I've been pushing all my own buttons. It is amazing to me. I thought I forgot how to do this. Anyway, me back up. Now look, everybody, that had nothing to do with me pressing my own buttons. That was clearly on the part of the engineers between LA and New York. Look, I've been out of the loop. So Tom Cruise went on 106 in Park, and this person says, Wendy, can you please talk about Tom Cruise putting AJ from 106 in Park on blast last week? His wife came out, but they went to commercial so fast you couldn't see her. I don't know anything about this. Shout out to AJ, though. AJ, thanks for coming to my pink carpet VIP party. You know, thank you. That was such a great party last week. I'm still glowing. 112 was here at this radio station earlier this morning, and I thank them again. Thank you. And Farnsworth Bentley, you too. I don't think I thanked you last week. And MC Light, thanks. Puffy and Ron Artest, thank you. Dan Quayle, thank you, sir. Shout out to Bev Smith and her husband, Dan B. Smiths. That's a Black Martha Stewart. Thank you, Bev, and thank you, Dan, for coming. Jaheim, everybody that was on the CD. Shout out to the fabulous Chris Galis from the Fox Morning News, as well as Stacey Ann Gooden. Shout out to Mike Wood. Special shout out to Jody Applegate. Shout out to you. Thank you, Chris, for coming to my party. That was really, really special. People are still talking about my stint on the morning news with you. Shout out to one of my plastic surgeons. I know that sounds crazy, but I have two. And one of them's name is Michael Jones, and he just closed up my earlobes, and my ears were fabulous. Although I do miss wearing my earrings, but I'm going to hold off until the proper time. And, of course, the fabulous Kathleen Trigg from the news. And Melissa Morgan and whatnot. I just had fun last week. Thank you, Q-Tip, for doing the music and stuff. Let's move on. So, Raven Simone, who I love. To me, Raven is one of my favorite teen girls. Like, if I had a daughter, I would want her to be friends with girls like Raven, because I think Raven has a streak of wild in her, which is why she was friends with Lindsay Lohan. Although she's not as wild as Lindsay, which is probably why she's no longer friends with Lindsay, because, Lindsay's taken everything to another level. And Raven's parents are trying to raise her with decency and morals, to be somebody that I guess these young girls can follow. So Raven, who has the show That's So Raven on the Disney Channel. I think Raven is 29 now, playing 18? No, she's been around for a while, since she was 3. I'm just playing. I love her. She's very sweet. Anyway, across the country, the That's So Raven show ranks number 1 between girls 9 and 14 years old. Number 1 with African-American tween girls, TWEEN. Number 1 with Hispanic tween girls, and number 2 with the white girls. So, who were tweens. So, Raven's doing her damn thing, and now she's about to launch her fragrance called It Girl. It Girl is going to be in stores, young ladies, in October, and it's priced just right for you and the chores you do around the house. $7. It's going to be priced between $7.50 and $12. The fragrance line includes, they say, a cologne spray and a fragrance shimmer stick. Now, see, this is the sluttery. This is where a tween becomes a slutty teen. They're all just one shimmer stick away. I hate the shimmer stick look. It's slutty. It's so Jenny Jones. That's the first thing those girls used to do before going and popping that fang on Jenny Jones. They shimmer stick. And that's the last thing. That's the last thing cheap girls do when they go out. I'm not talking about a little Jergens body shimmer. We use that in the office. So, I know that there are lotions with the shimmer in it. But the ones with the straight up stripper glitter? But and I understand I understand what you're saying, but that's that. It's I don't know. It's only one stupid woman's opinion. I just think that too much glitter looks cheap and whorish. That's all. I'd rather substitute the glitter for a real tight t-shirt. They both send the same message. I got some nerve. Let me shut up and sit down. And let's talk about Boris Becker and his broom closet baby. So he's taking care of the child. And I guess that's what's important. Girls, a lot of times we're so quick to look at girls who pop off easily from the profession of, becoming the baby's mother of a rich man. But none of you tricks, Kim Porter shout, no, none of yous compare to Boris Becker's broom closet broad, because that was a one-night stand. The man went in there, the tennis player, and he's paid too. Boris Becker's worth over $100 million. He goes into the restaurant in London. I told you all this story years ago, but they're bringing it up again in one of the tabs, so it's refreshing my mind. Goes into the restaurant, locks eyes with the black girl. They go into the broom closet, do the nasty, unprotected. She gets pregnant, ba-bam, right away. As much as he wanted to protest, this baby looks just like him. He caked her off immediately, the baby's mama, with $3 million just to shut up. This is off a one-night run up in a broom closet in a damn restaurant. Wow. And pays his regular child support to this child. So $5,000 a month. Hello. So, you see, if you play your cards right, you too could cake off like Boris Becker's broom closet, bitch. Advice Hour's coming up next. Fact me.
It's Wendy, man.
I got slayed so well. Made me do things I don't even do to my husband.
Oh, my God.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Everybody needs something.
Should I leave? Like, is that selfish to my son?
Come get some.
Let me tell you, Wendy, it's really a trouble with a dude.
Advice out.
I'm having a problem with my fiance and his family.
I was in a relationship with this girl for like 18 months. She told me the relationship meant nothing.
Always drama.
Call Wendy right now. 1-866-GET-WENDY. Fax Wendy at 866-WENDY-FAX.
Wendy, can you give me advice on plastic surgery?
107.5 WBLS, New York.
You're in a privileged position to learn a thing or two. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Wendy Williams.
Yeah, this is Ghostface.
What up, what up? Holla at your boys, Jay-Z.
Hey, yo, this is Busta Rhymes.
The Wendy Williams
Experience.
I started to get ready to talk. I forgot I got to do my own microphone, damn it. All right, everybody. It's the Wendy Williams Experience. A special shout out to Valerie Diller. Thank you so much, Valerie. His hair is not blonde. He shaved his braids off, Val. I understand. Victoria Dillard, I love your stationery too. And thank you for reminding me. Everybody, you can go to wireimage.com and see pictures from the pink carpet party. And shout out to Steve Lindsay, who did head to toe, from the hair, the makeup, the dress, the ensemble. Thank you, Steve, a million times over. And how you doing? How you doing? Look, it's Advice Hour, and I told you, shout out to the brides-to-be. No judgments. Just if you're going to have your big party, David Turturro, who was Star Jones's wedding consultant image person, he's got some suggestions for the new trend in wedding cakes. Now, he says that wedding cake stations are now the big thing, where guests have the cake and then they go over to the bar where they top it with sauce, or like a sundae, a wedding cake. I like that idea, a wedding station. Also, David says, no more tiers. The look of the moment is to stack cakes atop each other without that space in between for the tier effect. Also, he says that fashion-forward patterns are big on cakes, like stripes, polka dots, real festive, not just that white cake with those two people standing on top in those stupid white dress and suit, and spice it up is what he's saying. David Turturro. You know what? He doesn't have a website. I wish that he did, but those are his 3 suggestions, and shout out to the brides-to-be. Now, how about a little few tips I told you I was going to bring you regarding saving time in the kitchen? Just really quick. I don't know whether you do this when you marinate your meats, but I know in the morning, first of all, I love to use robust Italian dressing to marinate everything. Oh, it's so good, and it's quick. And then you throw in some, if you want barbecue sauce or whatever, the point is marinate in the morning, and by the time you get home from work, everything is all And if the piece of meat is a little bit cheaper, and it's happened, and you're trying to soften it up, it's a little tough, marinate it in pineapple juice. Yeah, that's what Bobby Flay says, it takes the tough out. Also, Nigella Lawson suggests buying a rice cooker. She says that a good quality rice cooker makes perfect rice and keeps it warm for up to 12 hours. That's just more junk to have to plug in. I'm not down with that. But she also suggests stop serving appetizers. Do you do that at your house? Is it really that formal? Well, she says people work later and they are eating later than they used to, so what's the point in appetizers? Well, I go along with that. She also makes another suggestion, Nigella Lawson, and I go along with this one too. Use infused oils. Like, I know it doesn't take much to dice up a garlic, minced little clove, but it's easier to reach for the oil that already has the infused garlic in it. So, save yourself some time. And this last thing I absolutely love. If Lopez would just learn, disposable aluminum tray, to me that means wash it once or twice and then throw it under the cabinet. If you must, puncture it with a knife because you're trying to cut, fine. But I love disposable pots and pans and stuff. And the disposable Gladware, I love that stuff. It's a little expensive, but it makes life a little bit easier. Just a little bit easier. Anyway, those are my tips to help you around the house. Now let's move on to the tips to help you in life. All right, this is now remember, I am not a professional, but I'm just a woman with an opinion. And what are you saying? I'm not a woman? How you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, does Woody work while I'm in Los Angeles? Hey, Trevor, let's do an experiment. Press Woody and see what happens. Press Woody, press Woody, press Woody, press Woody. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Oh, he's not working. Oh, well. Dear Wendy, I need help. I'm 32 years old. And I've been unhappily married for 2 years. I've tried every way possible to make this marriage work. However, my husband's insecurities are killing me slowly. My inquiry is his request to file for a legal separation. Now, Wendy, I want a divorce. He's saying that if I go through with a divorce, he's going to contest it and then request alimony. Alimony? What the hell type of man requests alimony, Wendy? Should I just comply with the legal separation request to avoid having to pay alimony? I have to move out. Hold on, because I got a personal story for you. It has to do with that no good fat ass that I used to be married to back in the day. Hold on. It's really amazing that I've never just blasted him and just said his name on the radio. But I won't. You know what I mean? No, I won't. You don't have to worry about that. I'll just call him everything else. Snaggletooth, muckmouth, baby Huey. But you know what? You make your choices in people. So what must I have been at that particular point? A loser. Just succumbing to pressure from my mother and father, thinking that, I grew up in Wayside and I'm supposed to be getting married now. I have a certain career and it's popping off. And I think I'm supposed to be marrying this poser. Somebody who looks good from the outside, but then on the inside, it's like, damn, your W-2 says what? Oh my God, how are we going to make ends meet? Oh Lord. Hey, you got the nerve to be talking about me and my hustles? Please. No, I don't want a separation and counseling. I want a divorce. 5 months into it, I just couldn't take it. Let me finish reading her facts. What the hell type man requests alimony? Wait, hold on. I'll tell you what kind of man. The same kind of man who tells you I'll be man enough and would never do that. Just like my baby Huey Snagglepuss. Turned around talking about I want some damn alimony. A 5-month marriage took like 18 months to secure the divorce because he was back and forth in trying to get money. Trying to get me to pay alimony.
Wow.
And then you know what ended up happening? I showed up at court in a St. John's knit. Thank God my mother, she's always on point with the court clothes, Wendy, you cannot wear a tease and pop. Calm everything down and throw in a St. John's knit and take your sister for moral support. And I did. And we showed up. He wasn't paying his attorney. His attorney quit the job a long time ago. I was returned to my maiden name. Everything was restored. I went on with my life. And so now I'm here to tell you the story. He wanted it and I didn't give it. And the last straw was a big fight. He spit in my face, a big gobber. And my friend Lisa Carnegie was right there, exactly in the middle of a fight. Yes! We're fighting. Now, mind you, He's overweight, so, the spit is laden with, saturated fat and all kind of. I mean, like, really? And he brought it up from the bottom of his feet, It was so nasty. I mean, and then my friend Lisa and I, we were so stunned by it. We didn't know whether to jump him and fight him or what. And before we could do anything, now this is before Lisa had her gastric bypass, so she was bigger. He picked her up, feet off the ground, and threw her out into the hall of the apartment. And I'm stuck in here with him. And he's screaming. It was a scene. And Lisa, she had my back there. She might have been locked out, but she stayed in the hall. But neither of us had ever been through this. Like, it went from 0 to 60 in no time at all. Like, we do a lot of tough talking and stuff. But I'm from Wayside and she's from West Orange, and they're pretty much one and the damn same. Like, we were raised kind of the same way. Like, oh my God, what do we do now? Ethel? Because we're Ethel and Lucy to each other. What do we do now? Ricky lost his mind. Girl, listen. Take your separation. And once you get out of the house, then you go for divorce. A lot of times these men do a lot of tough talking about wanting alimony and whatnot. Once you get out of the house and clear your head, you go for what you want. Stop talking about wanting divorce, because he obviously isn't going to give it to you. I know my sucker duck wasn't going to. Can you believe after all that he's trying to talk about, let's work it out with counseling? I had to end up waiting until that Negro went to work. I had one eye open. The father and son moving truck was right around the corner from the apartment building. Lisa and my man Skell were in a rental car right behind the father and son moving truck. And they both came over when they saw this sucker leave the building to go over to this PATH train to go to his two-bid job. You know what I'm saying? In his suit, posting up like he's doing something in his monogram custom suit. They came right over, and I was a nervous wreck. And after some get right, a.k.a. the Purple Kush, shout out to everybody here on the West Side, some get right and Purple Kush just to get everything secured, mentally with what's about to happen. We were packing dishes, the moving men were helping out, and everybody was in on the plot. Oh, I'm leaving him. You know what I mean? And then the terrorists go and bomb threat the Holland Tunnel at the same time. So now I'm trying to check his stuff into oh my God, it was a mess. So I'm trying to check his stuff into the storage bin. And am I getting ready to be cut off? That's the cutoff music. Oh, okay. Look, you can read about the rest of that story. I have this book. It's called Wendy's Got the Heat. And it was a New York Times bestseller, but I tell you all these great stories in there, including that. Come on now. Stop making me waste my time. I miss talking to you all. I got to get you as much advice as I possibly can. I got another one. Are we ready? By the way, coming up in the next segment, I'm going to tell you 5 girlfriends that every woman needs. And I've done this before, but I love this list because it's so true. Sometimes you can find one girlfriend that serves all or 2 of them, and then you are your own best girlfriend, so then you serve 3 of them, and so then that's your 5. Sometimes. Okay, look. Dear Wendy, what should I do? I am young and successful, and I'm a single mother. I work in the city and have a really good job. I take care of myself and my son. Right now, Wendy, all I want to do is do me and grow as a woman without having a man to hold me back. Not all men hold you back, but I don't even want to take the chance. My son's father's family helps me whenever I need it, and I'm close to them. Now, Wendy, I've been dating this guy for a few months. He's 8 years older than me. He's a nice guy. He's financially stable. He's a full-time single parent with a good job. Now, he always has a comment or something to say whenever I'm around my son's father and his family. He has even gotten between us by coming over when he knows that my son's father's coming over. I've tried to explain to him several times that his family and he are in my life, and that's the way it's going to stay. Now, I love to hang out with this boyfriend guy, but he can't seem to get in his head that I'm not looking for a relationship now. How can I tell him this without being a behindhole? Well, you can tell him straightforward, but sometimes you can't be concerned about sparing other people's feelings. When it comes to certain things, like how you want to conduct your life, especially when it's regarding a child, namely your son, Then again, you don't say how old you are. you might want to give this little fella a go. Be nice to him and make sure he stays out of the way. Look, I don't know how old you are. I mean, if you're 25 doing all this talking, I'd say tell him to fall back. But if you're 37 and one day you'd like to get married, you might need to keep your little suitor friend around and just have him understand the situation. I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you this. Your priority one is yourself and your child. And if you're not ready for a man, the best thing you need to do is be straightforward with him. And oftentimes, those nice things that people like to do, like be fair and remain friends, that is not necessarily possible in such a cold, harsh, unforgiving world. Talk to him straight up and straightforward, but don't count on necessarily remaining friends with him. And you might have to be that behind hole that you don't want to be, and that's only for self-preservation. And you're looking out for your son. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Really, there's no time for a woman to buckle to what the hell a man wants when she has children to think about. I mean, it's you and your child first. All right, you all. He's whispering in my ear, 30 seconds. So I'm going to go to the fax machine and see if I have any surprises. 323-931-5117. I'm broadcasting from KKBT 100.3, the Big Los Angeles.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 4 months now, and first time we had sex, he could not get it up at all.
Maybe it's drinking. Is he a drug user? Does he take any depressants or anything?
No, nothing.
Maybe it's how you doing?
The Wendy Williams Experience. Yo, did you catch this flashback?
Wendy, I've been seeing Art's name on flyers. Is he really hosting a gay party tonight in Passaic? And that's Art saying the answer would be, yes, honey. Let me work up a scenario. Play some music, like the background of the club. Miss Audie, is that you?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Can I buy you a drink?
Go ahead.
How about you and I share a bottle of champagne?
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
Bartender. Bring those 3 bottles up to me and Miss Audie. It's going to be a long night.
This is a show. Wait till we get to the VIP, man.
Ooh, Miss Audie, it feels like you're packing.
All right, just a little bit.
Oh, a toe is a toe.
You better believe it. Thanks for supporting the show.
Okay, then. Oh, Miss Audie, I am feeling this. The champagne is going to my head. There's 3 bottles lined up.
You?
Miss Audie, you're trying to get me drunk.
You know me too well.
Oh, Miss Audie. I've hosted lesbian parties and I've hosted gay parties before, and I will continue to host them in the future. But men, you take Trev Hollywood, for instance. What?
I'll have no part of it.
He will want to pull out a gun and shoot you. He hates our how you doing talk.
This is it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Come through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man.
Alrighty, everybody. It's the Wendy Williams Experience, and it's still Advice Hour. And today's show is absolutely live. It's Monday, June 27th. And shout out to Chanel Vanderveer Henry. I love your name. Perfectly snobby. Yeah, Chanel, I'm not surprised. Chanel says that she already purchased my CD at a mom and pop independent, record store in Brooklyn. Yeah, a lot of the independents have already opened their CD, boxes, and they're already selling them, because I was in touch with some people. I was telling you guys, I think, the other day in Chicago. And she said the CD was fire. Thank you so much, Chanel. Yes. Tomorrow, my CD will be in stores. Wendy Williams Brings the Heat, Volume 1. As you know, it's a compilation CD. A lot of great artists on there. If you like it, I love you, and there will be a Volume 2. Let's move on, okay? Oh, by the way, if you happen to be in New York City tomorrow, so will I. I'm coming back home. And I'm going to be doing the show live from my usual perch. And thank God I miss home. And I will also be doing a signing of the CD tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. at the FYE record store in Rockefeller Center. So I'm going to wear something special for you, and I'm going to have extra Aquanet in my hair tomorrow for opening day of the CD. It's available everywhere beginning tomorrow, and I'll be doing my signing from 6 to 8 p.m. at the FYE record location in Rockefeller Center. By the way, when Oprah begins filming her show again because she's on hiatus. She's going to address what went down with her at Hermes in Paris because, as we all know, if it was Barbara Streisand, Britney, a white woman, they would have opened the door. But because it was Oprah and they did not recognize her with her hair coiffured, they decided not to open the door like she's some wild African bush woman about to rob. Instead of recognizing Oprah for the $225 million she earned last year, the 30 million U.S. viewers that she has, the 100 countries that she rebroadcasts in, her global media empire, including TV, books, magazines, and movies. You fools! You fools! Oh boy. Anyway, here are the 5 girlfriends every woman should have, and I just love this. I got this a long time ago out of a magazine, and when I ripped it out, I said, "Oh, this is so on point." The old girlfriend. That would be, for me, my old girlfriend, Lisa. Who is that for you? The definition of the old girlfriend is the person who convinced you that you looked beautiful, even with braces, on prom night, and the one that you still yap on the phone with for hours. That would be, and also your old friend would be defined as your oldest friend who's a walking memory book of your life. Like, remember when? And remember when? The secret keeper. That is another kind of friend that every woman should have. That would be Lisa again. The secret keeper is, of course, the person who you confide your deepest, darkest. I mean, if it's going to come out of your mouth and go into anybody's ears, at that point, it would be the secret keeper. The number 3 person would be the navigator. That would be, to me and Lisa together. That's actually the person who remembers to bring a map of the trip that you're planning on taking, or MapQuest it, or, have the directions down. That is also the person who knows a lot of the things that are truly important in life, like how to find a great deal on airfare, whether silver or gold shoes look best with your champagne color suit. That would be a combination of us. Or, you know what? I would call my mother or sister also. All right, the 4th kind of friend that a woman needs is the personal coach. That is the one who cheers you on, your one-woman cheerleading squad. And I must say that would be me by myself. I've learned to be that for myself because sometimes I can't get Lisa. And my parents aren't always with me. You know what I'm saying? And my husband's always with me, but I leave that out because these are friends that every woman should have. They're talking about out of your spouse, outside of your spouse. 5 girlfriends every woman should have. I don't have room for 5 women in my life, quite frankly. Here's the 5th one. You ready? The party pal. That would be me. I am my own personal coach. I am my own party pal. So that's it. So we have the old friend, the secret keeper, the navigator, the personal coach, and the party pal. All right, let's move on. Dear Wendy, thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Dear Wendy, I need some advice. I'm 29 years old and I've been seeing someone I can't wait till the hour of truth. I have so much to purge. Gossip. I mean, we're supposed to be getting a phone call from Shar Jackson, but if she doesn't call, don't worry. And I haven't checked on Rick James' widow, but if she doesn't come by, I'm not stressing. We got a lot to get to. Dear Wendy, I need some advice. I'm 29 years old and I've been seeing someone for 3 years and we recently broke up. Now, there are many reasons that we broke up, but I made a pro-choice decision without his input a couple of years ago. You mean you got an abortion without telling him? Oh, well, that's big. I just told him point blank after I found out that I was pregnant that I had made an appointment. This incident happened in December of 2003. It is not that I didn't love him, but it just wasn't the right time for me. I was going through a lot. I wanted to leave my job, and I felt it was not a good time for me to get pregnant. Now, he knows how important it was for me to be married also, and I told him a number of times that I was not trying to be nobody's baby's mama. And he told me that if I had kept the baby, he would have been the beginning of our lives together, but Wendy, he never tried to stop me. He never said that he wanted the baby. His favorite line is, "You already had your mind made up." Unbeknownst to me, he told me that he went and got a ring, etc. And the reason that he never popped the question was because of my selfish decision to go have an abortion. Now, Wendy, I love him dearly, and we're apart right now, and I know he loves me. I love him too. But do you think that there is any hope in our relationship? Wendy, I love him to death. I never knew that he felt like that. Signed, brokenhearted. Yeah, but you all need to get back together right away. I mean, some people would say you committed the most vile of sins, and that is, you pro-choice, number one, and then you pro-choice without his opinion. I, however, am not one of those people. I say that, you did something without consulting him, but at the time, it's your body. He's not your fiance. You knew nothing about a ring. You knew nothing about life security. All you knew is that you don't have any kids now. You're about to quit your job to move on with your career. Quite frankly, I don't think that he ever had a ring, and that he's just lying to throw something up in your face. But that's okay, because he lied about that. You got a pro-choice. As far as I'm concerned, there is a chance for you all to get it together, but you all have got to be more communicative with each other and really speak about your feelings. And I think that there could be a chance you all can move on from here. But both of you all have some mature. And by the way, if you are so pro-choice and don't want to get pregnant without benefit of being married, then hopefully now you're using more than just a condom for birth control. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And we're going to break this up right here. I'm going back to my fax machine to see who else faxing. 323-931-5117. It's 323-931-5117. Okay, I'm going to see who's faxing. We'll be back.
Wendy, man.
I'm constantly sleeping with my baby's daddy. He is engaged to get married to someone else. Should I give it all up and say, well, I tried to have a relationship here?
You can't have a relationship. He's engaged to somebody else. He's about to get married. Really, I just can't take it.
The Wendy Williams Experience.